Hello, my name is Alencia Lamb, and this is my video summary for MKT514, Management of Marketing Activities for Module 6, Brand Power and Assets. So the topics that were discussed in this module are brand power, challenges in brand power, case study number 1, and case study number 2. So brand power is exactly how it sounds. It is the power that a brand possesses in order to influence their current consumers and attract future customers. It generally refers to how valuable consumers view brands, and every mode of contact is very important. A brand power has been shown to improve marketing effectiveness and efficiency, as well as motivate and engage employees. It has the ability to provide a buffer in the court of public opinion and is oftentimes considered a company's most valuable asset. Some of the benefits of brand power are that it provides awareness, customer loyalty as it pertains to purchase process, and uncertainty reduction. Though brand power seems like a good thing, there are many challenges associated, such as the availability of information that is easily accessible to customers. There now being a lack of direct customer relationships due to e-commerce, competitive private labels, market fragmentation, rapid technology development, fragmentation of traditional media, and challenging economic cycles, and globalization and growth of developing markets. From the case studies that were discussed in this module, we can see some of these issues come into play, and from there can brainstorm some solutions to help in these situations. So starting with case study number 1, titled Should a Dollar Store Raise Prices to Keep Up with Inflation? Reading this case study, I noticed that it is very similar to the current discussions surrounding the Dollar Tree and even Dollar General, Family Dollar, and Five Below. One of the main arguments is that these stores will eventually raise their prices even more, so much so to where they no longer have their items priced to what they once were. As William pointed out in this case study, one of the main reasons that his store even exists is that it provides a budget-friendly environment to those who are struggling and would otherwise have to go to more expensive stores where they would have to attempt to make their dollar stretch even more. Many of the ideas that were proposed could work out in Dollar Bill's favor, but the main two ideas that I think could work are changing the company's names to Dollar Bills, where they take out the apostrophe in bills, making it plural, and including an area in the store that has items priced above normal. In the age of social media and rapid news spread, shrinkflation and skimpflation are much more noticeable, making the idea that Bobby came up with a set of a failure. Because many consumers typically make repurchases while still having some quantity of that item remaining at home, they can quickly make a video and post it online displaying the difference between the old product and the new product. This can in turn cause customers to look at other products that they sell and compare, which can result in them losing customers. Mark's idea closely resembles what I believe what they should do. Instead of increasing products that already exist or increasing the price on products that already exist, they can instead create new products that were not already offered in their store but may be offered elsewhere at a much lower price. Just like Mark mentioned, this will bring in new customers while causing existing customers to be intrigued. This method has worked well for Five Below, as the most expensive item in the store is now around $20, but the bulk of their items still remain at $5. In this case, they would continue to make their most used items $1 and make their new specialty items more than that, just as Barry Carmel suggested. In terms of their name and the meaning, as mentioned before, just as Greg Bessner suggested, they can instead change the name from Dollar Bills with an apostrophe to Dollar Bills without one to make it plural, which will signify that they still sell their usual dollar items in addition to items costing more than $1. I'm now moving on to the second case study, titled Would Vegan Offerings Dilute Our Brand? Until as old as time, this case study was able to embody current debates regarding plant-based meats and its respective place in the food industry. Since its conception in the 1980s and mainstream popularization within the last decade, veggie burgers have taken over the food industry by storm. However, there are still those individuals like Jamie who look at it as though it is an abomination. Despite such harsh feelings from critics, plant-based meats are on the rise, and it's not some craze that will eventually die down like many assume. In terms of if I believe that Protein Power Plant, Jamie's company, should provide this meat alternative, it depends. And because it's the latest trend that is popping up amongst restaurant chains, it takes a lot of trial and error, as we saw in this case study. From finding the best formula to creating the perfect bite every time, it really depends on if it's worth the uncertainty that comes along with it. I do like the idea of them doing a trial run, I did like the idea of them doing the trial run that they conducted. However, I think part of the reason this method was not successful is because it was introduced to all restaurants where not all restaurants have the same demographics. Instead, they should have followed the same model that places like Chick-fil-A and Taco Bell use, where they only introduce this test item to certain locations and see the results from there. And this is how the new chicken pretzel sandwich at Chick-fil-A and Baja Blast flavor at Taco Bell were introduced to the public. From here, they can see if it will mainly be successful on a broader scale or to only introduce it to areas that they believe it will flourish, similar to those areas from the trial. This will also help them to see if the big investment of $500,000 will be worth it, since there is a possibility that these products will not be offered in all locations. If V Burgers refuses to budge and wants to partner with Protein Power Plates, see if they can sell their products in all 30 locations, then it would be best for them to walk away and find other ideas to boost their sales. Again, my name is Alencia Lamb, and this is my video summary for MKT514, Management of Marketing Activities for Module 6, Brand Power and Assets. Thank you.